I'm not going to lie, though. I'm disappointed that he's not going to be in the All-Star game and that no Mariner is going to be in the All-Star game. Yes, Yusei Kikuchi is going to get introduced, but that's it. We're not even going to see a guy on the field. And while the All-Star game has become a little bit of a participatory event where every single team gets one player, when maybe not every single team deserves a player. And you can make a case that maybe the Mariners don't, but they are 3.5 games out of the wild card and are the first team out of the playoffs right now. You would think that they would have at least one guy there. They deserve one guy there. It's teams like Baltimore and other just dregs, Detroit, that I think deserve nobody on that team. If you're that bad, no. You get to you have to skip out a year. So, okay, Yusei Kikuchi, he's not going to be in the All-Star game. Well, that means the Mariners will have somebody put in, right? Right?
Surely J.P. Crawford.
Exactly, DJ Wilder. You know what? I mean, he's a pitcher. It's a different kind of spot, and I know that you want to complete your roster out. And I know that Kevin Cash had talked with Scott Service, and Service said, yeah, man, I was pushing for J.P. Crawford to be on the American League All-Star roster. No, that didn't happen with these alternatives because there were some opt-outs for the All-Star game. Carlos Correa opted out at shortstop. And, of course, you know, yeah, Tim Anderson for the Chicago White Sox is probably the go-to guy, but wait a second. Shortstop Joey Wendle of the Tampa Bay Rays, he's going instead of J.P. Crawford. What's Joey Wendle? What's that? Is that a real person? I don't know. I know I sound a little bit like Stephen A. Smith talking about Nigerian basketball taking down the United States of America, but guess what? I'm making a hyperbolistic point here. I don't know who Joey Wendle is, and I think it's bogus that one of the alternatives for the All-Star game, after some guys opted out, is a Tampa Bay Ray when Kevin Cash is the manager. But, okay, that's just a one-time thing, right? It's a coincidence. Nope, because Yusei Kikuchi is being replaced by Tampa Bay reliever Andrew Kittredge, who has worse statistics than Kendall Graveman for the Seattle Mariners. Graveman's got about half a run's worth of ERA better than one Kittredge. We're talking sub-1 versus a guy who's at about 1.5. Oh, but he's 6-0, Paul. No. If you're going to replace Yusei Kikuchi, replace him with somebody on the Mariners. Period. End of story. This should not be something where it's all Tampa Bay Rays. The Tampa Bay Rays, yes, they're the defending American League champions. They are likely going to be rather inconsequential this year. There's a chance that they don't even make the playoffs. There's a chance that they don't even finish in third place this season. But, let's get as many All-Stars as we possibly can. Kevin Cash, here he is, once again, making terrible decisions, just like he did in the World Series, which people forget, but he should be reminded of. And I think somebody needs to wrest away power. I think that we need an upheaval before today's game. I mean, what's a flight from Seattle to Denver? Is it about 2.5 hours? Something like that? 3 hours? Maybe a little longer? We can still make this happen. We can still get a Mariner to the game. What are we waiting for? What are we waiting for here? This is ridiculous. I really think that if you're going to have a guy at the last second out of the All-Star game, then why are you flying the guy all the way from Tampa last minute as opposed to somewhere that's closer? Tampa's far from everywhere. As someone who went to high school there, that is at least a 3-hour-plus flight to legitimately just about every single city in the United States outside of like New Orleans and Atlanta. That is a long flight. So, I mean, Kevin Cash also is doing his players a disservice. He is doing Andrew Kittredge a disservice by flying him in there last minute. I mean, Ken Griffey Jr., one of the reasons that he didn't want to participate in the 1998 Home Run Derby, which we talked about yesterday, was because in 1997, the year before, he felt tired going to Cleveland at the very last moment so that he could go to the All-Star game and the Home Run Derby before that, specifically. Like, he had to basically fly overnight to Cleveland from wherever he was, which was a long flight. And yet, here we are, Kevin Cash, doing disservices to his players, doing disservice to the city of Seattle, doing a disservice to the United States of America. And yes, I found a way to get worked up about the All-Star game.